covering the Northern Bahamas. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A special event held over the weekend for young girls on Grand Bahama. The Princess Court Ministries, a program devoted to mentoring young girls, hosting their annual banquet and pledging ceremony at the Grand Lacan Resort on Saturday afternoon. The young girls, ages 5 through 18, were able to hear from the wife of the Prime Minister, who shared some valuable advice. Italia Hall report.
The Princess Court Ministries began some 12 years ago on Grand Bahama. To date, 1,700 girls have participated in the 4 to 6 week program. The purpose of the program is to encourage young girls to remain sexually pure until marriage and to lower the percentage of teenage pregnancy in the country. Princess Majesty Hannah brought the executive director's address, while youth coordinator of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Carla Brown-Roker, commended the organization's founder, Minister Stephanie Burrows, and her team for their dedication to the young girls over the years.
This organization continues to be a trailblazer in mentoring and nurturing young women. Its reach is now extended beyond where it began in West Grand Bahama. It has now moved on to St. Jude's Anglican Church in Smiths Point, and it didn't stop on the island, but has been extended now to the Fort Charlotte community in Nassau.
Wife of the Prime Minister, Patricia Minnis, reminding the young ladies that it is imperative that they know their worth and realize that virtue is indeed priceless.
Knowing your self-worth is uttermost important. Valuing yourself above rubies, diamonds, emeralds, or all other gems is one of the keys to remaining sexually pure. Always be mindful that your body is not meant for sexual immorality, but for the Lord, and the Lord for the body.
She also told them that when faced with temptation, always remember that temptation is a part of life's journey.
But I am certain you've been taught that God can do all things, and He is able to hold you and keep you beyond that which you are tempted. Ladies, I was once your age too, believe it or not. During my journey, I faced challenges and temptation as well. But the support that I received from caring adults as you have around you guided me along life's path. You are truly blessed to be mentored by persons that see your potential and value you as beautiful young ladies with a promising future.
Over 100 ladies then received their pearls and participated in a princess and king dance. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Switching gears now, the Kiwanis Club of 8 Mile Rock is hosting a special grand gospel concert in efforts to raise funds to assist young persons needing scholarships, not only from the 8 Mile Rock community, but the wider Grand Bahama public. Consultant to the concert committee, Derek Stubbs, says the concert will be like none other, and this year they're honoring 2 of 8 Mile Rock's Sons of the Soil, Rosny Cooper and ACP Stephen Dean.
Rosny Cooper, who indeed perhaps is the longest serving Chief Consular for West Grand Bahama and in Grand Bahama on the whole, he would have been the longest serving, has always been giving of himself to the community. It is always notable the amount of work that Rosny does, particularly during the hurricane season. Rosny would be one that would be away from family during that time, working, making sure that everybody else is okay. And the committee thought it fit to say to Rosny in a public way, thank you for the job that you have done. And then also Assistant Commissioner of Police, Mr. Stephen Dean, who's one from 8 Mile Rock, Sea Grape more in particular, a student of Martintown and Freeport High. Stephen is one of the most decorated officers in our country.
Various gospel acts are expected to perform, including the legendary Cooling Waters and the Bahamas Youth Brass Band. The club says it is thankful to corporate sponsors and the community for its support over the years, and they are asking for continued assistance.
These projects obviously incur expenses, and so we rely on the public from time to time to support us in our ventures in making the community a better place, making the citizens a bit more comfortable, and making the children happy children.
The gospel concert is slated for Friday, April 26th at Mount Calvary Baptist Church, Seagrape, 8 Mile Rock. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Hi, I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Marcus asked, when I go to the bathroom, every once in a while I see what looks like blood in my stool, but I have no pain. Is this something I should be worried about? Marcus, thanks for your question, which is related to an issue that is more common than you might think. Blood in the stool is caused by bleeding somewhere in your gastrointestinal tract. That's the system that digests and eliminates the food we eat. Bleeding from the lower portion of the GI tract, mainly most of the small intestines, colon, anus, and rectum, can show up in stool, and there are many people who visit doctors' offices or are admitted to the hospital each year to be treated for conditions related to bleeding. Hemorrhoids, which are enlarged veins in the anal area that can rupture and produce bright red blood, are the most common cause of lower GI bleeding. Anal fissures or tears in the lining of the anus can also cause bleeding and are often very painful. Other conditions like colon polyps, cancer of the colon or rectum, some intestinal infections, Crohn's disease, and ulcerative colitis, which are inflammatory conditions, can all cause bleeding. Some of these can be serious. If you experience any bleeding while passing stool, please see a doctor right away. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Ramiko Knowles has a check on sports when we come back.